Welcome back, blade lovers. This old sword's here again. And yeah, this is an unusual one for me. Not usually my bailiwick, as my good friend Bob DeMarco likes to say fairly often. Uh, it's a cleaver style with an unusual twist and turn here and there. And this is from the company Trivsa. I'm not sure if it's Trivsa or Trivsa. No one gave me a pronunciation key. And the model is this. Now, I looked up the word and a lot of references, but what I'm going to rely on here is that it is an altar or tabletop. It is also a star in a constellation, or it is a constellation. I'm getting all of those references. So if you know more, I'll be happy to hear from you and just put it in the comments. But it does kind of look like an altar or a tabletop, doesn't it? Or a mesa, a plateau. Look at that thing, because you got a cliff that drops right off there. You know, kind of like some of these interesting formations out west that we see in the rocks and what have you. And it doesn't just come down straight here. They gave it a little curve, so we've actually got a point that is usable, a pretty acute point if you tip it like that. Very nice brushed finish on a 154 cm steel, which is quite nice. At this price point, which is under $100, and they're using also a very interesting swirl, kind of a G10, possibly carbon fiber that we have seen on petrified fish. And the handle finishing is very reminiscent of that, so I'm really wondering if we've got a connection here with the OEM, either the same OEM as petrified fish and Trivsa, or whether it is simply petrified fish that makes them. These days you really don't know. Deep carry clip, not transferable. Big slot for a lanyard, and you know, relatively slim. The ergos aren't bad. You can feel a little cramped with 3 fingers here because this guard area is kind of forcing you back. You can gingerly place the side of your finger up there if you choose to go forward. And we've got some holes in the blade and holes in the handle. 3 holes in the blade, 4 holes in the handle. Interesting setup, but I have to tell you, the action is drop shut crazy on bearings. You can open it with the flipper tab. It's a nice action. You can fail it easily. Well, I didn't that time, did I? Yeah. You got to work at it, but you can fail it. See if I can back out a little. You can actually middle finger flick it. If you use that middle hole, seems to be the best one. And if you really try, you can roll it open with your thumb. Seems to work better though with the flick. Pretty reliable using that middle hole. Nice logo there for Trivsa or Trivsa. I'm going to call it Trivsa without emphasizing the I. Almost completely deep carry clip, and we do have the button head screws and a recessed clip that is does appear to be milled into the handle. Pretty smooth and adequately springy. How about a few measurements? Overall, from that pointy little tip of this cleaver to the end, we get 7.9 inches, 3 1/4 inch blade, 3 1/8 inch cutting edge. Handle in inches. Let's get it right in the middle. 0.53, not too bad. Keep it on inches. Blade stock 0.13. Millimeters on the blade 3.3. Weight on this little beast is, when it's ready, we've got 4.95 ounces, almost a 5-ounce knife. What has it got inside for weight relieving, if any, since it's a little on the heavy side? So we got a black metal frame, black steel frame, with some skeletonizing in there. Might be a little hard to see, but there's a series of holes there, and there's a big hole in the back, and some holes over there on the other side, on the liner side. So yeah, it is weight relieved, and we're probably looking straight through at most of those holes right there. So that's kind of a duh moment, isn't it? Yeah, it's weight relieved. Blade's weight relieved too. Pretty grippy jimping, pretty effective, wide spaced, and not too sharp at all. Big old bump there at the top of the blade. You know, this can be an interesting detail knife to be able to cut into things, paper, detail cutting, what have you. At the same time, it can be kind of a chopper, although this is going to get in your way on a cutting board. Be nice if the blade were down further for that purpose. So, you know, sometimes they do things for style points that don't necessarily get them usability points, shall we say. I like the swirl in the handle. Again, I first saw that on a Petrified Fish Warrior, PF 949, I think. Got some left over. And if you needed to or had to, you can hold it point down, edge out. This came from White Mountain Knives. They are carrying Trivsa, they're carrying Sencut now, they're carrying Damned Designs now. So all very interesting, ones that were only available previously on Amazon. Here is another Trivsa, I will call it Trivsa. And this one I did a review on some time ago. This is the Lynx 03. By the way, they give you quite a bit with these. There's your product certificate that it passed inspection. I mean, they go out of their way to give you lots of material here. They give you a unused flat cloth bag, a nice microfiber cloth, and they use kind of a universal foam here to place the knives in so that anything fits in there, and a plastic bag. So get a lot of little extra goodies, and it's in a nice bag with the top and the bottom half and that slip cover over it, if it matters to you. So there's the Lynx, and this is the Mensae, is the way I'm going to pronounce it. Totally different style knives. This guy is certainly the longer and thinner and pointier and piercier of the two. But in a sense, they did their best to give that one a point as well. Nice action on that one. Not quite as smooth and drop shutty as the Mensae. Here is the Mensae next to the Griptilian, just about the same length, slightly shorter. And next to the Rat 1, Rat 1's a good inch longer for sure. But saw this, and again, I'm not normally into Cleaver style blades, although I've got a few from Artisan, some of their more recent stuff, and who else? Oh yeah, well, I've got the Artisan, what do they call it? Not the Conspirator. There's so many names, help. I got that giant, humongous Artisan, which I can't remember the name of. A Proponent, the Proponent, love that thing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. Be back with you soon.